A typical tourist.
Hi there, friend. My name's Archie. Well, it's Archibald, in fact, but call me Archie. Have you come to admire the beauty of the temple, too?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
This place is wonderful, don't you think? It's also exciting and monumental. You know, I longed to go on this journey for years. I managed to save some money and, well, here I am at last. It's too bad Alice couldn't join me for this wonderful trip. I mean, my wife, Alice. You see, she just loves Mexico.
How come you're alone here?
I got a bit delayed. The others already left. Hey, just occurred to me. Could I ask you for a favor? Oh, you see, my wife and I would be extremely delighted if I could at least bring back a picture of that pyramid. You know, she having to stay home and all. Come on.
Well, what prevents you from taking it?
I've already shot 2 rolls of film on the pyramid and its surroundings, but I'd like a picture of the inside too. That would be a real gem to us.
I'd be glad to help you with that, but I've got enough problems of my own.
Come on, mate. It won't cost you anything, and you'll make my wife so happy. She was looking forward to coming here so much, and then had to stay home. She's sick, you see.
Why don't you take the picture yourself anyway?
That archaeologist has given me an hard time. He won't even talk about letting me take photographs in the pyramid. But maybe you could convince him.
Oh, okay then, I'll try, but I'm not promising anything, agreed?
Great! Oh, that's amazing! I really appreciate it. Hey, when you're back, I'll give you something in return. Something I found not far away from that smaller pyramid.
All right, wait here, but it's gonna take me a while.
No problem. There's no way I'd leave without that picture anyway.
There's 12 frames left.
Have you spoken to that archaeologist? Will he let you take the picture for me?
I haven't had a word with him yet, but I will.
Good, I'll wait here.
A sense of coldness is coming out of it. It has to go really deep. There's no way to see the bottom. There's water at the bottom. Maybe there used to be a supply of drinkable water here sometime in the past. Nothing happened. A precisely shaped opening in the stone. It has the same groove in the middle as the opening on the left. The statue is too big. It won't go through the opening. The statue is... It doesn't fit in there. It doesn't fit in there. The Temple of Dawn, a monumental piece of architecture. It symbolizes the immortal guardian of the temple. The statue has a strange opening in place of a nose. This statue hosts a drum of some sort, and it doesn't seem to belong here. It won't move. I can't seem to pull it out. It won't move. With a bit of luck, this statue might fit the opening. It's almost the right size. It's exactly the same as the one given to me by Archie. I can't seem to pull it out.
What are you doing here?
I'd like to examine the inside of the temple. Very interesting, isn't it?
Sorry, but I can't be stuck here explaining the Mayan history to tourists.
Oh, no, you got that all wrong. We're basically colleagues.
Really?
I studied archaeology and linguistics in France and North America.
In that case, you are welcome, colleague, if you don't mind my addressing you that way. Please, accept my apology. One does not run into too many kindred spirits around here.
That's okay. I can understand you need to concentrate.
Yes, that's true. My name is Paul Vasquez.
Martin Holland, how do you do?
I've spent the last few days trying to understand this text that speaks of the grave of an ancient king, or more accurately, the immortal king. Maybe you could help me out. What do you think?
Gladly. Why not? I quickly made friends with Paul. He appreciated my knowledge. The relief took us a lot of time, but in the end, our studiousness paid off. The ancient text spoke of a god who shall return as immortal to bring his people back to the swing of prosperity in the new age.
I really can't thank you enough, Martin. I was stuck with the text for 3 days until you showed up.
Oh, don't mention it.
I will just finish my notes and wrap it up for today. May I invite you for dinner under the open sky? Just my way of saying thanks. How about this evening, down in the camp?
Thanks, but I can't do it this evening. I'll have to turn down your invitation.
That's a pity. Well, feel free to let me know if you change your mind, though.
Thank you. The sun lent its name to this temple. Old symbols are engraved around the prism, one for each season of the year. I don't know what exactly they used to be good for. Old symbol. My new friend, Paul. I've got a small favor to ask, Paul. I'd like to take a picture of the inside of the temple, if you don't mind.
I can't exactly say I'm keen on that, but okay. You've helped me, and I owe you. But could you do one more thing for me?
Sure.
I need from the main site certain stone scraps that we found not long ago. I'd like to compare them with my notes. All you need to do is tell my colleague that I've sent you.
I understand.
I'd ask him myself, but I don't want him to leave the site for the tourists to mess about, you see.
Of course, I'll bring them.
Thanks.
He's working meticulously. Miscellaneous objects from the site, mostly pottery. Most likely they'll end up in a museum after they've been restored. Greetings. How's work going?
Well, I guess it would be much better if the weather wasn't as hot. Goddamn forest. Why does the way to the treasure always have to be the worst one? And those mosquitoes, they drive me nuts. One doesn't get to take proper rest even at night.
The way to the treasure?
What? Is that what I say? It must be the heat and all. I mean, the path to knowledge. Archaeology is a beautiful science, am I right?
Certainly, but I don't think it suits you too well. No offense intended.
What you mean?
Take those clothes of yours, for instance. This is your first time in a forest, isn't it?
Well, that's because of my allergy. And none of your business, really. Don't you want something to drink instead of chit-chat?
No, I wouldn't.
A pity. And my tongue tends to stick to my palate all the time.
What's that you're working on, anyway?
We're uncovering the grave of a Mayan king.
What, here? A little inappropriate place, isn't it? You don't know too much about archaeology, do you?
I'm digging 5 feet in the ground, cleaning rocks with a brush, and it seems to you that I don't know what I'm doing?
Exactly. Mayan kings would not be buried in the ground. Can you see this huge thing right next to us? It's called a pyramid. And this is where the Mayan kings lie.
Okay, you're right. Archaeology isn't exactly my cup of tea. Frankly, I find it pretty annoying. In fact, I'm sick of it.
So, what are you doing here?
Very well then. I'll tell you why I'm here. It's not like I can do this on my own anyway. But not a word to anyone else about this. Is that clear?
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I didn't come to dig through this filth. I'm not loco like those other two. I am here to get rich so that I can spend the rest of my life doing nothing. And this pyramid holds more gold than I have ever dreamed of.
Okay. I'll tell you something, too. My only goal here is to get inside that pyramid.
Sounds like we can help each other out, eh?
Works for me.
But I get the larger share.
I'm not interested in gold.
What? You expect me to believe that?
Well, it's a long story. You'll just have to believe me.
All right, suits me. Listen up. I think I know how to get inside. I found a type of opening mechanism.
Okay, we'll do it tonight. I have no time to waste.
Agreed. The sooner I disappear, the better. Come to the temple entrance after nightfall. I will be waiting.
I'll be there.
Stop talking to me now before my colleague becomes suspicious.
Good day.
More like a pretty hot day. Where have you come from? You don't look as if you've been here long.
Yes, I arrived yesterday. My name is Martin.
And my name is Pierre. I work here together with Paul and Pedro, our assistant. We've only been here for about a month, not having received our grant too long ago.
And have you found anything interesting yet?
Everything I find is interesting to me. Then I imagine I am the first man after thousands of years to hold these things. That's really an amazing feeling.
Oh, I can certainly relate to that. But I have to go now. I don't want to stall you. Good luck with your work here. Paul sent me to fetch something for him.
Yes, I know. He already let me know on the radio. I've put it all over there. Just bring him the whole box. And please, be careful. Those scraps are very fragile.
Sure, I'll watch out. Who's this Pedro? Does he belong to your group?
Well, not really. He's only joined us as an assistant. He doesn't really follow archaeology, but he works on zero pay, so he's just here with us.
A bit strange that he works for free, isn't it?
He's an amateur, but he says archaeology is a great hobby to him. Well, if he wants to learn something, why not?
We have nothing to talk about. Cleaned fragments of clay ready for conservation. There is nothing to talk about. Here's the stuff you wanted me to bring from the site.
Excellent. Thanks. Can you put it on the ground carefully?
Sure. The portrayal of an ancient god of the Mayan. There is a small crevice in the middle of the symbol. The portrayal of an ancient god. There is a Here you go, the inside of the pyramid in all its glory.
Amazing! My Alice and I thank you very much.
You're welcome, that was nothing really.
Here, take this object I told you about. Looks old and no use to me. Hey, and thanks again. I've got to pack up and arrange for some sort of transportation of my group.
Bye, and thanks.
No problem. Cheers. Have a great day.
It's heavy, even as if it weren't made of stone. It snapped into place perfectly, but nothing happened. It snapped into place perfectly, but nothing happened. When I hold it in my hands, I have a strange feeling. It snapped into the center of the stone perfectly. We have nothing to talk about.
I've been waiting for you here. It's getting dark and I wanted to make sure our agreement held.
Definitely. I'll return in a few hours. Where exactly will you be?
Don't worry. I will find you.
As you wish.
See you in about 3 hours.
I returned to the village to while away the time before the arranged meeting with Pedro. I will return after the Temple of Dawn is covered by nightfall.